Good afternoon and welcome to this webinar to talk about the Masters in Competitiveness Innovation program of Delft Business School. Apologies for being 2 or 3 minutes late. We've, as often happens, just at the moment when we're setting all the computers up, we had a slight internet issue, but we've managed to sort it out quickly. So I hope that that we haven't lost anybody, and I'm looking forward to explaining to you a little bit about the program, which starts in September of this year, September 2016. Please feel free to write questions while I'm explaining things. I'm going to be using a presentation in a moment, so you won't see me, you'll see the presentation. If you write questions into the chat below the transmission, then we'll be able to, at the end of the presentation, I'll be able to answer any questions you may have. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is James Wilson. I'm Director of the Masters of Competitiveness Innovation Program at Delft Business School. I also work at Orchestra, the Basque Institute of Competitiveness, which is one of the partners with Delft Business School in running this program. And I'll explain a little bit more about why we have this strategic collaboration between Delft Business School and Orchestra when I explain more about the program. Let me move to the presentation for a moment. I'm just going to share my screen. As you can see, and as you already know, the program is called the Master's Degree in Competitiveness and Innovation. It's an official master's degree that is validated by the Spanish Ministry of Education, and it's a full-time master's program that runs from September through to June, July every year. We've had 3 editions already of the Master's Programme, and the edition that we're looking to recruit students for now is the 2016-17 edition, which will start in September next year. The Master's degree is a collaboration with Orchestra, the Basque Institute of Competitiveness, because it's a degree that tries to bring together in quite a unique way analysis of the firm, which is the strength of Delft Business School, with analysis of the territory, or analysis of the region or country or city in which firms are based. And that's the strength that Orchestra Basque Institute of Competitiveness has. We are a research institute that's dedicated to analysing territorial competitiveness. Why competitiveness and innovation? Why might you be interested in studying competitiveness and innovation? Well, as you're, I'm sure, very aware, when we hear the words competitiveness and innovation constantly, they're, if you like, buzzwords of our time, and for very good reason. We live in a world that is changing extremely quickly, one which has globalized very quickly over the last 20 or 30 years. And the complex socio-economic environment that creates demands that firms, institutions, and indeed territories are competitive. They need to be continually updating their knowledge, their ways of doing things, in order to compete with other firms for market share and for profit. And in terms of territories, they need to compete with other territories in terms of providing the environment that is conducive to businesses being able to be competitive themselves. So there's a strong link between the firm and the territory and the institutions that make up the territory. It's also very clear when we think of competitiveness and what it means. Being competitive in today's world, where knowledge is, if you like, the key to being competitive, requires continual innovation. In many parts of the world, and the more developed parts of the world in particular, we can no longer seek to compete by driving down wages and by looking to lower costs. We need to compete by innovating, by having new ideas, by putting them into practice, and by creating new value. So understanding what drives competitiveness requires us to understand what drives innovation. We need to know what types of characteristics that we can create within firms and within territories to push forward innovation. So there's a strong need for people with a solid understanding of what drives competitiveness and what drives innovation. And as I explained before, this Masters is quite unique because it blends expertise from business management, all of the expertise that exists within the Delft Business School, a business school that has for for many, many decades been analysing business and business management, and it combines that with the expertise of research of orchestra in territorial development. So our understanding of the types of conditions that territories can create to generate a conducive environment for business to be competitive. So it's that link between business competitiveness and territorial competitiveness that's the real unique feature of this programme, and within all of that lies at the heart of it is innovation. Okay? How do we design policy so that territories can generate an environment in which firms can innovate and therefore be competitive? And that's, if you like, the crux of the programme. Who's the Masters designed for? Well, we recognise that there are essentially two different types of students who may be interested in competitiveness and innovation, in understanding competitiveness and innovation for different reasons. On the one hand, we have students who are interested in developing management level careers in businesses, in consultancies, in governments, perhaps in technology and research centres or in universities. So people who are interested in going into management. And in order to go into management in today's world, you need a solid understanding of these drivers of competitiveness and innovation. So on the one hand, we have a professional itinerary which is designed for students who are interested in a management level career and who are looking for a master's to kind of bridge up from their graduate level studies into a management level career. On the other hand, we have a research itinerary which is designed explicitly for students who already know that they have a deep interest in competitiveness and innovation and economic development for its own sake, and they're interested in pursuing research in that area. So they're interested in perhaps going on to do a PhD or to work for a research centre in fields related to competitiveness and innovation. And so we have a research itinerary that is designed for students who are looking to use this master's as a bridge from undergraduate studies through into doctoral studies. And you can see there behind this slide a photo of this year's cohort of students, for example, that was taken on our very first day back last September, a beautiful day, as you can see on the roof of the building in which I'm sat in now in the Digital Business School's campus of San Sebastian. What will you learn on the master's degree in competitive innovation? Again, that will differ slightly across the itineraries. The itineraries share the first semester, so the first semester learning is common, and then the second semester we split. So the professional itinerary moves to do certain subjects that are oriented towards management, and the research itinerary moves to deepen their understanding of theories and of research methods. So in the professional itinerary, you will be guided towards learning to understand and manage strategic and innovation processes that enhance the competitiveness of the organizations and the territories where you will be working. In the research itinerary, you'll learn the core theoretical concepts and methodological skills that you need to undertake research in these fields and to prepare a PhD proposal. So if we look for a moment at the outline of the subjects for the semester, you'll see that the first semester is structured in terms of 4 subjects, and as I say, this is common across the 2 itineraries. You have a subject in competitiveness and innovation theories, which is designed to give you a background in the theories that tell us what drives competitiveness and what drives innovation. And you then have 2 modules that take, on the one hand, a territorial perspective, and on the other hand, a business perspective. So we look in much more detail in the second module at the territory as a unit of analysis and how the territory leads to competitiveness. And in the third module, we look at business, and we look at particularly innovation management and the types of management processes that are required for business to innovate and to therefore generate competitiveness. And then we have a 4th module in the first semester, which is a common module across all of the Digital Business School Masters programs, which is called Responsible Sustainability and Innovation, which looks to try to understand issues around sustainability and around corporate social responsibility when we're innovating. So in a globalized world, it's not just innovating for profit or for well-being in a territorial sense that's important. We also need to be conscious of the environment in which we're innovating and how innovation interacts with environmental concerns, and also how innovation interacts with social concerns. Moving into the second semester, therefore, if you're interested in the professional itinerary, this is a decision that our students usually take in the first few weeks of the course, or the first kind of month or so while they're here in San Sebastian. But it's something that you probably have a fairly good idea now which one you're interested in. If you're interested in the professional itinerary, then you will take 2 further subjects in the second semester around change and innovation management and around value creation. And then those 2 subjects are tied together by a project in which you will work, a living project in which you will work as a team of consultants for a specific firm to analyse their a problem around their creation of value and the change and innovation management issues that throws up. And then from that, after those first 2 modules, which finish around April, you will then move in to do an internship from April through to June with a company, most of our students tend to go into directly into companies where either companies from specific sectors into kind of innovation management positions, or into consultancy companies. Some students also go into, for example, development agencies or technological centres, etc., for their internship. In the research itinerary, on the other hand, rather than following up with a management subject and then doing an internship, you will continue to deepen your analysis of the theoretical and scientific basis of competitiveness, focused on a specific area of your interest. So you will develop essentially a literature review around the theories that have previously been evolved and the empirical evidence that's previously been put forward around a specific issue that you want to study, maybe, for example, in a subsequent PhD. And alongside that, you will do a research methods course, which gives you all of the skills that you need to undertake an academic research career in terms of methodology. And both itineraries conclude the masters with a master's final project, which in the case of the professional itinerary is usually related to the internship, and in the case of the research itinerary is usually related to the development of a PhD proposal or research proposal coming out of the things that you've been studying in the second semester. How will you learn? Well, at the Deusto Business School, we have I think a very strong team of faculty that teach on this program, and they're, if you like, the primary source of learning. Faculty that come from Deusto Business School and from orchestra. As I mentioned before, that combination of different perspectives is what's really unique about this program. And amongst our faculty, we have decades of teaching and research experience in these issues, specifically in issues of competitiveness, innovation, strategic management. And we bring in, alongside our core faculty team, collaborating practitioners, people who are working in local development agencies, in clusters, in firms, to give you inputs from practice alongside the more academic inputs that you have from our core faculty. You'll also learn from each other. It's an international classroom. In the 3 years that the program's been running, we've had, I think, 15 different nationalities represented amongst the students, and each year there are usually 8-9 different nationalities represented in the class. So we have students from around the world, and of course we also have faculty from around the world who teach at the Deusto Business School and work at orchestra. In terms of the methodology, we try to mix together different methodologies in this program. So you'll have standard lectures and classes, but those lectures and classes usually involve a lot of case study work, breaking out into debates and discussions. We do projects, so we do problem-based learning, whereby we're working in projects that can be individual or group projects, and we also, through for example, the firm-based consultative project I explained a moment ago, we do a lot of learning by doing. So you're actually given challenges to solve, working with a company as a basis for putting into practice the things that you're being talked about in the classes. Where will I learn? If you've never been to San Sebastian or to the Basque Country, then this is just a taste of our city on this slide. We have a modern campus, which is in the photo there. You can see by the river. That's our campus of Deusto University and Deusto Business School in San Sebastian. As you can see, it's not far to walk to the city centre, to the Concha beach, and it's a very pleasant place to live and study. How do I apply? Well, the application procedure is very straightforward. You're required or asked to send a simple application form, literally a 2-page form which explains some basic information about yourself, and then various supporting documentation which is clearly set out on the website. Essentially, we ask for your documentation around your first degree, we ask for a motivation letter, and we ask for documentation around your English qualifications. Applications are going to be assessed on the following criteria. We look at your degree and academic record, so where's your degree from and what's its subject. In particular, we're looking for people who've got a degree in a business subject or business-related subject. So you need to have some understanding of business. It may not be that your major is in business, but we're looking for people who have some knowledge of business before undertaking this master's program. We're also looking at your level of English, which needs to be to C1 level. And we look at your CV and your motivation letter to try and understand, why you're interested in the program, and to put together a cohort of students where we think there will be a lot of scope for learning across each other as well as from the faculty. The application form can be downloaded from the website there, muci.deusto.es, along with full details of how to apply. You can talk further if you would like to ask any further questions apart from the questions that you can ask or may already have been asking now. You can talk further with myself at any time. You can contact me, my email address there, or using my Twitter account, for example. Program Secretary Amaya Aspiasu is currently on maternity leave, but our colleague Megan Briggs will be taking over for the time being the Program Secretary. You can contact her using Amaya's email address, which will be forwarded on to Megan. So please get in touch with us if you have any further questions, or if you'd like to talk more informally about the program and your interest in it. I'm just going to move back to the main screen, so maybe you can see me again, and see if we have any questions coming in. No? It looks like we don't have any questions coming in, so maybe I've explained everything, but I'm sure I haven't. So please follow up and get in touch if you do want to know more about anything. One thing that I haven't mentioned is the possibility of grants. The Deusto Business School has a series of grants which are designed to help students to cover the cost of the program. They're based on criteria of academic excellence and financial need, and you can apply for those. There's information about the grants at grants.deusto.es. If you're interested in studying the research track, then Orchestra is also offering a bursary for the 2016-17 program for students who are interested in undertaking a dissertation in one of the areas that Orchestra is researching. So you can find information about that at, again, at the muci.deusto.es website or at Orchestra's website. And well, with no further questions, thank you for your time, and I look forward to being in touch with you if you have any further questions, and hopefully welcoming you to the program and to San Sebastian next year.